Well, this is nothing but trial and error, guys. I swear I had to, it's like pulling teeth. No, just kidding. Even though that the stream kind of quit, then it came back in, I'm looking around to see if there's anything going on. But you're here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. You know it is JJ with you once again. Guys, I got a load of stuff for you today. And when I mean a load of stuff, I mean a load of stuff. You're not going to believe the stuff I just found out. Okay. Yes, I put a link in the chat for if you want to become a Discord subscriber. And you see the link over here. Where is it? Right here? Yeah, it's right here. If you want to become a Patreon member, help us out, get started there. Would be appreciated. And don't forget to hit the join button if you want to become a member of the crew for JJ's PC Build. I'm just going to say the crew because y'all join the crew, you join the crew. Okay, guys, we're going to get down deep into this. First, we're going to talk about ASUS. You ain't going to believe this. And this has been going on since May. Since May of this year. And this is now June. It's been going on for a whole month. Underneath our noses, recently disclosed a high severity vulnerability. In ASUS Armory Crate, tracked as CVE 2025. It's CVE-2025-3464. Allows attackers to bypass authentication and gain system privileges on Windows machines. The flaw stems from the Armory Crate kernel mode driver. Guys, I'm going to tell you one more time. Don't let me say this again. Put your kernel protection on in your... You don't know where? In your protection. No, see, you got what they call Windows Defender or Windows Security. In that Windows Security, there's a section to where you can turn on the kernel mode driver, the kernel mode protection. Okay, we'll get to that later on after we get done with doing what we're going to do with here. But this is just, this is a freaked out update that I'm bringing you to you guys. Okay, so it's a flaw with the Armory Crate kernel mode driver, which verifies calls using a hard-coded SHA-256 hash and a PID allow list instead of proper OS level access controls. If exploited, this could lead to full system compromise, allowing attackers to access your physical memory, system RAM. You think I really want to lose my system RAM? No. I/O ports and model specific registers. They call them MSRs. However, the attackers must already have access to the system, typically through malware, phishing, or stolen credentials to exploit this vulnerability. Well, guess what? I just gave him the finger and I pulled out Armory Crate from my system because I got ASUS motherboard. I'm not worried about the Aurora Sync for the RGB. I'll figure another way to utilize that. It seems when I turn it off, it does the same thing. I turn it on, it does the same thing. So either way you look at it with Armory Crate, it's out of here, because I can take and update all my services on this motherboard manually from now on. So there's that level of trust just went out the window, guys. That level of trust just went out the window. Okay. Asus has released a patch, and users are strongly advised to update Armory Crate to the latest version, 6.1.18.0 or newer, which they got 6.170, I think, or something like that. I tried to do the update. It's just too shady. So going through all that, that's just half of the story. That's just half of the story. So let's go over to the other half of the story. Let me go ahead and bring it out. I know this is not the way I wanted to start off this video live stream with you guys. I really didn't, but I think this is more warranted to be important right at the front and center for you guys to hear, so that way you know what to do next if you're deciding to do, I went through and basically how to remove it and all this. I'm just going to tell you this. If you ain't using nothing on your motherboard, then you can manually set your fan curve in your BIOS. Manually set your fan curve in your BIOS. No, I can't say give the finger because that's not fair. Okay, but, if you're using Aurora Sync, there might be a way around it too, because I think Windows was supposed to have a patch. Was supposed to have a patch with what was it? RGB. So I'm gonna look into that, and I'll get back with you guys later on that. We'll figure that one out really quick. But anyway, that's not why you guys are here. We're here to talk about the videos that I posted yesterday. And it's talking about the 576.80. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into that. And we're going to see what's cooking. We're going to get you guys' thought patterns on it to see what you think. And then we'll go from there. And then after that, we can talk about whatever and whoever and however, and you know how that works. But anyway, let's try to keep it real. Let's try to keep it serious. Let's try to keep a serious face. Serious. Look at serious face, yeah, okay. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the action screen, guys. See what's cooking. Alrighty, since I moved myself around like normal, with no big cursor like usual, you guys can see that. Okay, so let's look through this release highlights. Released highlights. Oh, wait a minute, that's not fair for you guys. No, hold on a minute. That's not fair for you guys. Wrong screen. I forgot I got 3 screens. Okay. So let's go ahead and move over to screen number 2. And we'll move ourselves over. I thought I was prepared for this, but I guess not. I guess I wasn't prepared. You guys can shoot me later and think I'm a fruit cup or something. Somebody already said, "Oh, Jay, you look like a fruit cup." Oh, good. I feel like a Fruit Loop too. How about that? Let's not go there. Machine, I know what you're thinking. Don't go there. Okay, guys. I moved it over to this screen because guess what? It's a little bit better when I'm seeing you. I can see everything. You know, I can read your peepers now. So I'm going to take that up to 150%. Okay, let's just get busy. Driver version 576.80. It is certified by Microsoft right here. Certified by Microsoft. It came out yesterday, Tuesday the 17th, 2025. It's for Windows 10 and Windows 11, and they got all the versions that you need, and it's 869.34 megabytes of space. Release highlights. Let's do the release highlights. Game ready for FBC. Is that? I'm not going to say it because I got to keep it clean. YouTube tells me from now on I got to keep it clean. If I don't, then they'll take and put me on the bench for the rest of my life. It's called Firebreak and Doom. Dark Ages Path Tracing Update. This ought to be interesting. So, this new game ready driver provides the best gaming experience for the latest new games supporting DLSS 4 technology, including FBC, Firebreak, and Rematch, as well as path tracing update for Doom Dark Ages. You know what? They still didn't come out with smooth motion for 40 series. And you guys need to start raising hell about that too. Seriously. You guys need to start. I'm raising hell about it. You guys need to raise hell about it too. Where's the smooth motion, man, for 40 series? Start stacking us up, okay? What's going on? The fixed bugs for gaming. Dune, The Awakening stability issues. EA Sports, FC25 stability issues. Dragon's Dogma 2, displays shadow flicker. Claire Excursion Expedition 33 stability issues. The list keeps getting larger. Enshrouded crashes after launching the game. Stability issues. Monster Hunter Wilds stability issues with playing in DX12 mode. Stability issues. Gray Zone Warfare stability issues. Marvel Rivals stability issues. I knew you guys were going to love this. Ghost of Tsushima, Director's Cut. Flickering corruption around lighting sources. Stability issues. GTA 5 Enhanced, stability issues. Honor of Kings, World, stability issues. Forza Horizon 5, again, stability issues. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, image corruption, stability issues. Okay, GeForce 5090 FE acoustic improvements for idle and low loads. Changing a setting in the NVIDIA control panel. Well, they give you manage 3D settings, may trigger shadow. What is that? Trigger shader disk cache rebuild. I don't know why that would do that. Twin motion, bug check when attempting to launch. Adobe Substance 3D Painter, showing viewpoint corruption after baking. Blackmagic Design, UI overlay in Fusion page is not displayed correctly. Video playback in web browser may show brief red-green flash corruption. Yeah. I think I heard that from one of my VR dudes that said that in Discord. I say VR dudes. I knew you'd probably like that. But you said that in Discord. There's the, I think that's what you're looking for, the answer. Video captured with NVIDIA app may appear washed out like your underwear after editing with Windows Photo app. But anyway, moving on. Certain DisplayPort 1.4 monitors may display random black screen flicker when you're flicking your booger all over it. I mean, it's flickering. You guys get it. Connected to DisplayPort 2.1 graphics card. So basically, if your monitor is set up for 1.4 and you're connected to your 2.1 on your graphics card, then what's happening is there's a mashing. It's like a mashing. It's like, you know, mashing, causing the random black screen flickers and all that. So basically, that could be a settings issue that you could probably, I'll have to think that one out. I think there's a way to change the display port manually. I'm not sure, but I'll look into it. I'll let you know if I can. Let's see what's going on down here. I don't think. There's fake frames. Good to see you, man. Smooth motion is just NVIDIA copying AMD's fluid motion. Well, if you're not running AMD and you're running NVIDIA, my friend, then it would be good to have some kind of hype, wouldn't you think? Because guess what? And AMD's trying to do ray tracing more often. Why shouldn't NVIDIA do smooth motion? Wouldn't that be a little better? But anyway, I wonder if it would work better than, well, we never know, machine. We never know if it'll work better for fluid motion. But it would be good. Hello there, B-Rap. Welcome to the stream. I'm eating mash. All right, we got you. Okay, guys, this is the drill. If you want to know more about what's going on and you want to get to details, down here, we'll get to it. Additional information. They have a game-ready driver release note 576.80. If you want to know more about what's cooking, you can always go to the release notes. 575 driver for Windows version 576.80 release notes. And then you scroll down through the release notes till you get to the next chapter, and it gives you the structure documents, the release notes. You know, basically this is the white paper of it. So this tells you the highlights, the existing port support, if it's ever there. So yeah, software module versions, tells you that it's got the audio drivers, the PhysX, the CUDA, gives you the numbers right here. So moving on, and that's your main driver number. So tells you about the release notes, OpenCL, Vulkan, OpenCL extensions, NVIDIA OpenCL compilers, codes if you need the codes, whatever, you know. I'm not going to get into, but OpenGL support, release 470, last branch support of functionality, NVIFR header files, samples, documentations have been removed for, yeah. But if you need to know any information, it's right there, okay? There's not much to this when it comes to driver updates. What you need to look at is right here. The release highlights. That's what you really need to look going through all that. But I would suggest if, let's go back to the main screen really quick. If you are going to download your drivers, do not do it through NVIDIA app. I know that's convenient, and I thought it was convenient myself. I'm kind of wrong on that. It's not convenient. I download every one of the drivers from NVIDIA website to be sure that I don't get corrupted files. That's happened twice on NVIDIA app, so I don't do it anymore. No more. NVIDIA app will be there to just do a little fine tuning if I need it, but if not, it remains minimized on my taskbar there. There's no sense of me even really worrying about it. But as far as the drivers, guys, I can tell you I got 576.80 in my PC right now, and I've had it in there ever since yesterday. I've tested it. I told you guys on the previous video that I made on the testing of this that I was going to make another video on the actual testing of it. Run it through some games, let you guys see what I'm doing, see what kind of numbers I'm getting, and there you go. I'm not going to run it against other cards or anything else. I'm just going to give you the numbers of what I'm getting off of my card. So this way, you know, you can say, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and match it there and see what it looks like on other, you know, other benchmarks. And there's his number right there from other benchmarks, and you know, you can see if I'm running good or bad. But like I said, until I start getting more cards and everything else, and I do thank you everybody for subscribing to the channel. Subscribing, because it's helping me get to the 1,000 mark. I'm sitting here watching the other day. And guess this, I'm sitting there, I'm not going to knock other reviewers or anything else. They got their own way of doing things. I do my thing my own way. And if they give me the big finger, I'm going to give them the stink finger. Simple as that. So look at it this way. I know the crap they pull. I've been watching it for years. I got many years into this. But this channel right here, no. I got almost 3 years. But I've been doing this stuff since the 80s. This is my passion, my enjoyment. This is what I enjoy to do. So when I bring my enjoyment to you guys, I'm bringing it to you. You have to understand that. I'm bringing my enjoyment to you in what I do. I enjoy tweaking and tuning. I enjoy building computers and everything else when I have them. You know, this is what I enjoy. So I take you guys along with me. I don't got the best camera in the world. I don't got the best computer in the world, but it works. That's all that matters. Let me see what you guys are talking about here. Fake Frame says we shouldn't need frame gen to begin with if they just build it fast enough on the hardware. Yeah. Oh, I agree. But they don't. That's the problem. And even more of a problem, the developers for the games make it even more strenuous on our hardware. So as long as they're holding hands with the hardware makers, developers are holding hands with back and forth, this cycle is never going to end. until one day a company stands up and says, guess what, guys? We're now going to hammer down on the hardware, and we're going to put out 6 times the amount that you're getting now, like 600% faster. And then the developers of the games ain't going to be able to keep up. That's a good thing. So when they build the game, that gives them all free reign. Okay. I don't know why they come over to their left hand, these, what do you call it? Companies that build PC parts and say, greed, I want more and more and more. And you know what we get? Less, less, less. Now it's come to the point to where we're just at the breaking point of software being better than the hardware. And tell me if I'm wrong about that, because you know I'm right. After the 40 series, it seems that the software is becoming better than the hardware. Not for just system drivers. I'm talking about for everything else. It seems the software is becoming better as it gets more compacted than the hardware. It's just my thought. They need faster hardware with less software. They just need to do the simple thing and say, okay, well, I'm going to save myself money as a company, and I'm just going to put out system drivers and give everybody the big stink finger and tell everybody, well, there's no enhancements. You get the stock control panel, you'll get the system drivers, you'll get the updated hardware, and charge you $3,000 to $5,000 for it. And that's basically what you're getting now. Oh, that's right. We get a new app. Yeah. I can see it now, and I'm going to be reading what you guys are saying. You know what I mean? So, I think that's in the past now. Yeah. If you need frame generation, your GPU isn't fast enough to run the game. Well, you know what? I can run mine with or without frame generation and not worry about anything. Because it doesn't matter. As long as I'm enjoying my game. Guys, hear me out. As long as I'm enjoying my game, and I'm trying to give you guys a hint. As long as you're enjoying your game, it doesn't matter what you use. It's how you set up your system and how you want it to run. It's not how I want it to run. I just want you guys to be happy with the way it runs for you. And, you know, having good software is not a bad thing. And so far, I've heard positive notes about this new software upgrade for NVIDIA, the 576.80. People are having less issues. So there is a positive end to the beginning of this rainbow. Did I say rainbow? What the hell ever. Yeah. Let's see. I'm running 566.36 on my 4090. Bro, I'm running 576.80 on my 4070. And that's less powerful than your 4090. You shouldn't be having any issues, because if I'm not having any issues, you shouldn't have any issues. Unless there's a problem with your Windows stores on your command prompt of your operating system, or it could be that I just got done reading about the kernel protection system that I keep telling everybody you better put it on now because it's gonna be needed. Okay, don't take my word for it. You can run your system however you want, but all I can do is tell you what's going on in the world. So Hello there, Harvinder. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Greetings right back from California, United States. From me to you over there in Singapore. Welcome. Mr. Puthis, welcome to the channel. Should I install 5.76.80 on my 3070 laptop? I'm gonna be like this. You guys do it at your own risk. I've already done it. I've already put my butt in the fire. I've already played it on Cyberpunk and Control, and it's the same. Same as the last one and the one before that. So last 3 times for me, it's been fine. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't explain it any more than that. There's nothing wrong with the software. So, I lose performance with newer drivers. Well, you shouldn't lose performance. Your performance should stay the same. It should increase and get better if it's for a game that supports, that you need, that you play. Basically meaning the game that you play, if it gives it an increased boost on certain games, then you're going to see the increase. Overall, it's going to be the same. So if you install it, that's up to you. If you don't, you don't. It's going to be the same unless you're playing those certain games that NVIDIA just talked, and that I just talked about, that NVIDIA put out there. That's the only improvements it's going to be making. So as far as everything else, it's going to be blah, the same. Nothing's going to change. There's nothing special about the drivers, guys. I'm just being honest with you. There's nothing special about the drivers. So, Harbinger, let's see. I'm running an RTX 3080. 10 gigabyte. Latest drivers 576.80. Thank you for your advice and your strength. You're welcome there, Mr. Puthis. No problem at all. But, like I said, nothing's different about these drivers. I tested it against the last time I tested the other driver to this driver, no difference. You guys wanted honesty, there it is. And get your drink and snacks, to be honest with you. You guys asked me, I'm telling you, simple as that. So, let's move down on the comments. Let's see. I hope Doom, the Dark Ages don't freeze with the latest drivers from NVIDIA. That's a chance that you take, but from what I'm reading, okay, what I'm reading here, that it says Dune, not Doom, it says Dune, but it does say Doom. It says path tracing update for Doom, the Dark Ages. Path tracing. Okay, so now it's just an upgrade for path tracing, as I'm reading it. Could be upgrade for anything else for that certain game too. So, could be anything. Okay, hello Mr. Dave. Hello there, Leo. Good to see you guys in here. Good to see you. Leo says, I'm playing classic WoW right now on EVGA 1060 comps, 12-year-old, and still running at 60 FPS plus. That's awesome. That is awesome. 100%. That is awesome. There, Leo. I mean, You know, I had a thought about getting like a 2080 Super. I had, for some reason, I wanted to get a 2080 Super. I looked it up, less than 200 bucks. I'll see if I can find me one, because that's a card I like to test. I really would. So, Dave says, and hello once again, Dave. Last driver for some reason interfered with my USB ports. That's not the driver of NVIDIA. That I had the same issue with. That is Microsoft. Okay, if you got an AMD motherboard, go to AMD's website. I made a video on this. Go download the see, I even forget. My mind just goes blank. I don't know why. The chipset drivers. My bad. I apologize. The chipset drivers. It's gonna come out when you download it. It's gonna come out looking like it's for the Adrenaline graphics card. You know, for the GPU. It's not. It's for the chipset drivers. I did my PC. Was it 2 days ago? And I was looking at it and I'm going to myself, is this the Adrenaline software or is it the chipset drivers? And looked like AMD's done wrapped everything into one big ball with the Adrenaline drivers and the chipset drivers for AMD. So it looks like AMD's kind of playing monkey in the middle, you know what I mean? But anyway, just to let you know, that's what happened to me. And I looked at it, I must have been confused for like maybe a whole 5 minutes. I never get confused. That confused me. I'm like, okay, this says the site says for chipset drivers, every time I go there, it says Adrenaline. I'm like, chipset Adrenaline. I mean, I was totally flipped. I was like, something's not right here. Something's not right. So I downloaded the Adrenaline. I did download the Adrenaline. I installed it with an NVIDIA graphics card. And guess what? The chipset drivers were built in to the Adrenaline software. Head scratcher this week. Head scratcher this week, guys. Alrighty. Let's see. Let me go back through these little things you guys got here. And my keyboard and mouse would disconnect and reconnect. Yeah, I had this. My camera was doing the same thing. That is the chipset drivers. Microsoft. Whatever. If you're dealing with Intel or you're dealing with Microsoft, or not Microsoft, dealing with Intel or AMD, you might want to do a chipset driver update and see if it works, and if it corrects your problem, you're done. My camera was running like a turtle. Like a turtle. I go to turn on my camera, I'd have to wait like 15 seconds, and then boom. It wouldn't show me no picture. It wouldn't show me at all like this, me talking to you guys. So I had to turn OBS off, turn OBS on, turn OBS off, turn OBS on to get it to work. So once I recorrected the driver updates, or the chipset updates, it seemed to correct the problem, because now when I start OBS up, the camera starts up just fine. So that might help you. It's just a helper to you and everybody that's here. Let's see. I'm running RTX 5070 Ti, and since mid-May, when all the problems are usually used. Yep. Driver updates. I have black screen and 100% fan on my GPU, and it doesn't make a difference going back to the release drivers. NVIDIA is making me crazy. Okay, well, you know what I would do? I would get DDU driver uninstaller for your graphics card. I would set up DDU on your computer. I would turn on the program, and then if it tells you to jump over to safe mode, jump over to safe mode, uninstall all your graphics card drivers in safe mode, shut down, restart. But before you even do this, go over to your Windows Update and suspend your Windows updates for at least a whole day. Put them on hold for a day. This way, when you go to do the DDU and you go over to safe mode and uninstall everything and then come back to Windows, then you're only on the display driver from Windows, the basic display driver. And then you can install the new driver and try it that way. 576.80. And if it works for you, then you're done. And you're set. So try it that way, and if it doesn't work, then go all the way back to the 566.36 for the December 2024 drivers. If you're on the 40 series. 50 series, it's the January. I forgot the date. Nah, I forgot. But anyway, that's just my advice. But I would take it one more step. Because if you're taking out software drivers, I use Wise, Wise Cleaner, WISE, and it's a driver cleaner, and it's a registry cleaner, and it's a whole bunch of different other programs from Wise. I use the hard drive cleaner, but I use the registry cleaner first. But I take and make sure I create a restore point when I do the registry first, clean up the registry after. Then when I'm done, go over to the hard drive, the SSD, use the cleaner for that, clean that up before I even decide to install the new set of drivers from NVIDIA. I take it one more step to clean all residual. Even though DDU says it cleans out everything, it doesn't. But doing it this way, this will ensure everything is cleaned out in your registry and your hard drive itself, your solid state drive, SSD. So you could do it that way. That's the way I would do it if I'm gonna do it. So, okay, let's read on so that way we can move on. Okay. Machine says, I heard that some of the issues with black screening on the 5000 series is because of the display ports. That is true. The display port, I just got done reading about the display port problem, is that it seems that if you're running your graphics card with display port 2.1 and you got your monitor set at display port 1.4, there's a clash. So that's causing some issues. So now you need a module to reduce the 2.1 down to 1.4 to match equal with your monitor. They do make them, guys. So you're reducing it from 2.1 to 1.4, which sucks. But if your monitor's got 2.1 and your graphics card got 2.1, there shouldn't be an issue. But if there is, then I suggest you better put in a ticket to NVIDIA and say, hey, there's still a problem with 2.1 to 2.1. You need to fix this. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, hello there, Yasin. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. The new driver okay with RTX 3060 Ti. I am still using 12.224 driver. Oh, using the December driver 566.36. Yeah. So some people are still using it. I mean, if I got the 40 series, you know, I could say that the 40 series isn't doing too bad. I know people that got the 30 series that's up to date and they're not having problems. Some are, it's a mixed bag for some reason. Half the people are telling me that it is, and half the people are telling me it's fine. It's going back and forth, guys. I don't know which way. It could, like I said, it could be a system issue. And everybody's missing it. What stopped my problem, the whole problem, and I'm going to tell you what stopped the problem. Epic Games and their anti-cheat system. That's what was stopping my kernel protection system, was Epic anti-cheat. I ripped that out. I reset my my kernel protection system back up. Everything was fine. I knew something was wrong. I weed through my computer about maybe twice a week to look through the operating system, make sure everything's working fine. And if I find problems, I just start weeding it out and getting it done. Just like I weeded out the problem with Armory Crate with the Asus motherboards. I weeded that out for sure. Let's see. Fake Frame says Daniel Owens showed performance loss in Doom, the Dark Ages with the latest driver. Hey Dakota, good to see you, my friend. And Fake Frames, I'm not Daniel Owens. He can show you anything he wants. He doesn't show you the actual testing, him doing it. So he can show you whatever he wants. And guys, don't get butthurt when I tell you this. My way of testing is I take you guys along with me. This means live right here. When I test a driver software that's running OBS, live streaming, and everything in the background, but I'm still showing you I'm getting a great result with what I'm doing here. So, this, whatever they're doing over there, it's not my channel. I don't do that there. I do what I do here. And their testing's all wrong, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, serious, all wrong. I mean, don't get butthurt over it. I just feel it's wrong. So. Oh, there, know you. Just got here. Is the new driver worth updating to on the 5080? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't tell you about the 50 series. I can tell you about the 40 series, what I'm going through right now. I hear 50-50%, everybody saying that, well, not 50-50. That was on the last driver. This driver, it's kind of weighing towards the good side. I'm starting to feel like it's getting like 60 or 65% of approval rates. So all you can do is try it. If it doesn't work, then rip it out, go back to your old driver, and wait for the next one. That's all I can tell you. Let's just go there and move forward. Let's see. Dave says, okay, thanks for the advice. I'll try that out. All right, cool. No problem, man. Let's see. Mr. I Buy Cars, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. I just came out. The new driver, it just came out. Sorry. My bad. The new driver is cooked. Do not install it. Why do you say the new driver is cooked? I really want to know this because I'm on the new driver right now and I'm live streaming to you guys. How is it cooked? Maybe there's some problem in the 50 series. If you got the 50 series, maybe there's a problem there. I don't know. I don't think it's cooked because I'm on it right now, guys. I mean, you can't beat it anywhere near the Sunday, so. No Use says, is it really what did they do this time? No, what do you mean? I'm not getting what you're talking about. But I'm sure you'll fill me in. I actually use a display port and an HDMI cable, both approved and new, but my GPU is the only thing that gets problem. I even connected a HDMI to my motherboard HDMI and everything, but the GPU worked. I don't know. That sounds like to me that if you're saying that, if I'm gathering this right, you're saying integrated graphics work, but your discrete graphics card didn't work. The one you plug in the X16 slot, the one that's on that long slot, and you plug it in, you said that didn't work. Could be a possibility of anything. You might want to get the card checked out or check it out onto a different motherboard and see if there's a problem with the card. And if there's no problem with the card, then it might be a BIOS issue, to where you got to go into the BIOS and you got to switch it over to discrete graphics cards. Could be a BIOS issue. So, might want to check out a couple of those things and, you know, get down onto the research a little bit about that. But usually, if you got a dead card, that would be the only time the integrated graphics would come up automatically. So, let's hope you don't got a dead card. So, I can even talk in Discord and hear games and videos when the GPU crashes. Wow. That's rough. Hello there, God Hits. Hello there, God Hits. Live stream, yeah, 576.80. You got it right. Exposed. DLSS 4, which I know everybody, we talk about a lot about DLSS 4. So, and driver bugs, yeah, we're talking about that too. Frame generation, everybody says it sucks. And performance, it's about 50%. So, that's about what everybody's saying right now. So, I cannot play Call of Duty Warzone at all. It gives me a DirectX error within 2 minutes after I launched. Be it DirectX, I'd imagine NVIDIA drivers are at play. No, you'd imagine Microsoft drivers are at play, because Microsoft deals with DirectX. So that's sounding like you got corrupted Windows stores, which you got to fix in command prompt. You got to go to command prompt, fix that, and use System File Checker to see if you got a corruption in your system files. Because if you got a corruption in your system files, then that could be a contributor to your DirectX issues, because that's a part of your system files. So check there first, and if I'm wrong, you can tell me. How about that? Huey Nugent, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. I'm running NVIDIA 576 driver and had this problem. My PC would randomly freeze when I was playing games. In some cases, just no display. Discord running in the background still worked normally. Did you check for the game to see if it needed an update? I would check to see if the game itself needs an update first. Then I would go back and roll back through your operating system a little bit to see if there's any kind of corruption. This is what it's coming down to, guys. This is what I found. And you can believe me or not. You wouldn't be here if you didn't believe me. I'll tell you that right now. Because I'm telling you guys, between Microsoft and their Windows updates right now with AI and everything else, it's causing big problems with graphic card drivers. Doesn't matter if who it is. Everybody can say, oh yeah, AMD's not having any problems and this and that. Well, yeah, right now they're not, because NVIDIA is. Now, down the road, AMD's going to have the problem again. And then it's going to switch back because of Microsoft. Microsoft ballooned this problem onto the graphics card and, you know, the part manufacturers. I had to discover what they were doing, and their updates is what's screwing everything in your PC right now, because they're trying to shove in AI. I mean, shove in AI. You can believe me or not. Look at what is it, 505-8499, KB 505-8499 update from Microsoft. I didn't install that one. I skipped it because it had so many issues. And it would have totally screwed my computer. And me being a content creator, I can't have that happen. So I moved up to the next one. And then they had a problem with the next one because they took everything from 8499, shoved it into the new one for the Tuesday of June driver updates. They shoved it into there. Then they had a problem with that driver. Then they had to move it up to 3060 to patch the back one. Guys, trust me. If you think it's your graphics card driver, it's not. If it was, I would be out of, you guys wouldn't see none of my videos. You would see none of my videos. If I didn't keep my computer up to date, knowing exactly what's going on, with all these companies doing all this crap, you wouldn't know. Because I'm telling you what they're doing. You can believe me or not. It's up to you. Simple as that. So, but guys, I can tell you like this. Check your operating system out. Microsoft just had a thing that when you downloaded, what was it, the operating system from their website, had a bug in it. It had a bug in it. And they just did a recent patch on that too. So make sure if you downloaded within probably a month ago, that operating system from Microsoft website, trash it, go get the new one. Because they did a patch. So, is what it is. I got a motherboard sitting over there, and I've tried to figure out why it was sitting over there. I know why now. Because what happened is this. I downloaded the operating system from Microsoft for Windows 11. Put it onto a fabulous SD card. I mean, a fabulous one. SD card. This one's a switchblade. So, but the problem was it had the bug. Totally destroyed my RAM sticks. And it corrupted so bad the BIOS on my motherboard. I was talking with a friend. We did a little researching. This is the outcome. Microsoft, because I redid the operating system for that motherboard. On this right here. Now I got to format this and fix it. Because it's got the corrupted software on it. So let's keep moving on, guys. Just don't count out Microsoft. Don't count out, look at it this way. It's not just one problem that's happening here. It's multiple of problems. You can go out and find for yourself. You can do the homework and everything else, but it's going to come to the end of the day. It's a multiple of problems. So I'm just getting down to the brass tacks of it all. So, Yellow, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Didn't I already say that? Yeah, I did. My bad. Fake Frame says, it also depends on what games you play, since I don't get instability issues with the new drivers. I just get performance loss. You're getting performance loss maybe because you didn't go into that Xbox thingy that they got on here, and they got a game booster on your PC that you got to turn on. And if you didn't turn that on, then you got to turn that on. Mine's on. So I'm starting to narrow down on my PC what I really need and what I don't need. And right now, from what I'm seeing, I don't need Armory Crate. Now that I see what I'm seeing and why my computer's acting funny, Armory Crate's going to be removed right after this live stream. Right now, it's disabled. I have it confined because I wanted to see having it disabled and confined if that was the issue. Yep, that's one of my issues, so I got to get rid of that too. I just tried Cyberpunk on 4X frame gen on 5090 and it was stuttering like crazy. Okay, here's the thing. What resolution do you have your monitor set on right now? If it's set on 4K, bring it down to 1440p and then try it again. If it's stuttering, then that means you're trying to get more out of what's not there. Or your CPU's not keeping up, or, there's many issues working with this. Could be a driver issue for Windows. It could be anything. It's all multiplied. So I would start with, believe it or not, I would start with the operating system, going through it, seeing what's good and what's bad, fix the problems, and then work your way up to your graphics card drivers. I did it, and mine runs great. I don't have game stuttering. So, I know I don't have the 50 series neither, but I'm going to tell you, it's a problem that can be resolved. If 50% over here are saying there's nothing wrong and 50% are saying there is, what's the problem? The operating system. That's the problem. Is it the drivers? 50% says the drivers are fine. 50% says it's not, there's a problem. Operating system. Guys, you can believe me all you want, or, you can say I'm full of crap and just move on. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie to you. This is what I found. It's an operating system issue. Because Microsoft's doing so many changes to the operating system, you think it's NVIDIA causing the issue. I've updated every one of their drivers from day one when I got my 4070. And that was a month after it launched. And it's been in my same PC and the same socket and the same motherboard ever since. Nothing's changed on my PC. Nothing. That's why my PC becomes a great test subject, is because nothing's changed. If they change the software, I'll see it. Whatever they do in the software, I'll see it. Because that's what I'm looking for, the change. And so far, I really haven't seen but maybe 3 to 5% ever since the day one drivers for the 4070. Maybe that's about it. But I haven't seen nothing significant that's going to make me wow. Because I'm using the same CPU, the same GPU, same motherboard, same amount of RAM, same SSDs, same everything. From day one to now. Nothing's changing. Maybe 5%. That's it. Over from when the 4070 was launched till now. That's it. Don't expect nothing extravagant, because there's nothing wrong with the drivers. You think I'm wrong about it, but you'll say I'm wrong about it. I know you will. You'll say I'm wrong about it, and then you'll get down the road about a week or two, and you'll say, holy crap, he was right. So I'm just waiting for this. Sorry, I get dry mouth. I have to because I'm on medication. But anyway, let's move on, guys. I was like, what the F happened? I don't know. See, understand something. When I'm giving you advice, the thing is, I can't see your PC. Guys, I want you guys to understand this, and I respect everybody that's out here on YouTube. I respect every one of you guys. Every one of you guys. Because I understand the hardship you're going through with your software. I really do. I've been there. Windows 95, Windows 3.1, Windows 1.0. Back in the day. That was a test subject. Engineer model. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I spend 7 days a week, 365 days a year, dealing right here with my PC. And the parts and everything else, going through, seeing what people are talking about, running configurations if I get my hands on the hardware, and doing whatever I can to help the community. It's not easy, but I've been building PCs for other people. I've been building PCs for myself for many of years. It hasn't been easy. You think these companies have been making it easy for a builder to go that many years? It hasn't been easy. Because of the new software, the new ways, and Microsoft just jumping software to software to software, giving you the same crap over and over. The only thing that they change is the names of everything they put in the update for what they're doing. So it's crazy. I mean, even when they had Windows 95, the first thing that came out their mouth with Windows 95, let's enhance it. So here comes Windows 98, enhanced for the first time. Was nothing but a crash subject. Then they had to come out with part 2, then part 3. It's crazy. Thank you, Dakota. Thank you, my brother, for that awesome gratitude that you just gave me. Thank you very much, my friend. I will try my best to keep up the great work, but thank you. So, 24H2 is still a bug fest. Nausea? If I didn't tell you welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. Yeah, you're right. It is a bug fest. It's nothing but a bug fest. It's a roach motel right now. I can tell you. So, I'm on the previous release and I have no issues. 4090 with the 576.28 DDU driver only install, everything default, but enable G-Sync. I will try this one if it works well for you. Okay. Sounds good. Nice. Very nice. Look, 23H2 is probably a better picnic than 24H2. People are still talking about Windows 10, which I was back on Windows 10 because I got another PC. I can try Windows 10. I mean, you get better performance on Windows 10. I mean, am I wrong about that? I mean, come on, guys. Am I wrong about that? You get better performance on Windows 10 than you do Windows 11 24H2. I mean, I've already did a performance comparison. Some of my older videos that I tested with is on Windows 10, and you look on Windows 11 and you look at Windows 10, 2 videos, and you're looking at Windows 10 is running better. And for, oh man, and for Microsoft to cut everybody off of Windows 10, I would have stayed on Windows 10. Truthfully. But since they're cutting it off in October the 14th, if I remember right, October the 14th of this year, but also too, do remember, there was a mention of Windows 11 23H2 being cut off on the 14th of this year, of October. Not unless they remove that, but I did see that on a Microsoft post. So, you guys might want to check that out if you're on 23H2. So, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to move everybody over to 24H2, and if you don't go, you don't get an update. That's basically what they're telling you. If you don't go now, you're not going to get the updates. Unless you pay for it. Why the hell would I pay them $30 when the operating system you can buy from CDK deals for $24? And that's permanent. Why am I going to do that? Why am I going to pay them $30 a year when I can get it for $24 from a site and I have my product key and all I got to do is move to a different operating system? Doesn't make sense to me there, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't make sense. Nausea says that's that's consumer SKU enterprise is out a bit still. But it still works. That's the thing, it still works. And it's permanent. They have to uphold that. because that's a part of their deal. If they're going to sell a product key and they're going to tell you it's permanent, it better be permanent. So far, I got the product key on my PC right here, and I have no problem with it whatsoever. So it's been permanent for over, on this PC, for about a year. Yeah, because I ran in the beginning basically with no product key with Windows for quite a few years. Ever since they went from Windows 7 to Windows 10. Well, not from Windows 7 to Windows 10. Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1. They'd never released Windows 9, and then they went to Windows 10. No, I skipped Vista, didn't I? Oh my God, my brain is just floating. I have Vista, I have XP, I have Windows Me, I have Windows 98, Windows 95, Windows 3.1. I mean, all the operating systems. Even Windows 2000. And some enterprise versions and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. You guys get the point. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys too, I got a new project I'm going to be doing. And here's the thing. I'm going to do this project. I'm probably going to be doing it on a live basis. This project. I'm going to be taking one of my computers and I'm going to be putting two Linux operating systems on it. And I'm going to be using this drive. I know. I'll debug it and I'll use that drive for two Linux distros. I'm going to be using Linux Mint and Linux Fedora. And I'm going to be connecting it both onto that drive, and it's going to be sharing. Each drive's going to have 250 gigs. Each operating system's going to have 250 gigs of space. And then I'm going to leave the 500 gigabytes of space to that 1 terabyte drive. I'm going to leave it to where it's open to either drive. So either drive can share it. So it'd be a 500 gigabyte shared with two distros. It'll be interesting. And 10 was supposed to be the last. Yeah, we know. Hey, Nausea, I know that. I remember when they said that. Windows 10 was going to be the last operating system we were ever going to have in our whole life. No. Nada. I even knew that there was going to be a Windows 11. I think I said something about that. I already knew there was going to be a Windows 11. So, yeah. Hello, Tommy. Good to see you, my man. ME is Windows 2000. Yeah. No, actually, no. There's two versions. You have an Office version 2000 and you have Windows Me. If I remember right. I have Office 2000, I think. Or no, it was Windows Server Windows Server 2000 or something, not Windows Me. There's two different versions. You have enterprise version, you have your regular retail version. If I remember right. I'll have to look, but I think there is. Let me do that a little bit of look, just in case. So we're gonna say list all Microsoft operating Systems. Okay. Windows operating system version list. We're going to see. We're going to pull it up. So Microsoft operating system has versions since 1985. Well, we know that. Actually, late in 84, engineer version. 95, Windows 1.0. You know, I even think that this assistant that's on Google sucks. Seriously sucks. I think it's seriously lost in a bucket somewhere. Okay. Now, let me go ahead. Windows 1.0, 1.01, 1.02, 1.03, 1.04, Windows 2.01, Windows 2.03, Windows 2.1, Windows 2.11, Windows 3.0, Windows 3.1, Windows NT 3.1, which they consider, because it was December 31st of 2000, they called it Windows 2000. That was for the work groups. Windows 3.11, Windows 3. No, that's a different one. That's different. They got Windows 3.2, they got Windows NT 3.5, they got Windows NT 3.51, Windows 95, Windows NT 4.0 workstation. I think that's, didn't they call that 2000? I could have swore they did, but anyway. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit to it. Windows 98, Windows 98 Second Edition, Windows 2000, and then Windows Me. No, I knew I was right. And guess what, guys? I'm going to bring you to it. And if you don't believe me, let's see. Right, yeah. Windows 2000. Oh, maybe if I get my face out of the way. There. We'll move my face out of the way. Okay, my face is out of the way now. Windows 2000, Windows Me. Right here. February 17th and September 14th. That's probably what you meant, because Millennium come out after Windows 2000. So, NT Server, Windows 2000. But it's there. And they used to use it for gaming back then too, guys, so don't think they didn't. Don't think they didn't. So, you trying to tell me that they don't have a Windows 2000 version here? And they don't have a Me version? They got two different versions. Windows 2000 Professional, Windows Me. Two different versions. Right here. It's in black and white, guys. So, it's in black and white. I knew it was there. I just had to look it up really. I was back at 1.0. So many operating systems I got to keep in my mind. It's just crazy. I actually like Vista. I like Windows 7. I'll be honest with you guys. I like Windows 7. How many people in here like Windows 7? Give me a hell yeah. How about that? Chatbot says ME was geared towards home users. You're right, MTBK, and good to see you, by the way. MT was, but you got Windows 2000 Professional version. It's an NT version. Millennium was, yes, was towards the gaming, retailer spot. You got business and you got retail. But people, what they were doing back then with Windows 2000, they were using it for gaming. And back then, everybody gamed off of Facebook. You know, so you really got to think about it. They're using the cheapest operating system that they can find, and they're playing Facebook with it. Okay, that was the thing back then. So that's what they were using it for. So, what can you say? I mean, you can't say much. 2000 is a business oriented based on Windows NT architecture, better stability and security. Yeah, but they're using it for home use. They even sold it on the shelves. I get a coffee first to be able to write correctly. All right, man, get your coffee, man. Tommy says, oh, that's the MTBK. Okay. Hell yeah. 7 was the shite. Yep. I do agree. I do agree. 7 was it all. And that's where everybody missed it. 7 was the best. Until Microsoft messed with it. Yep. Oh my God, typo sucks tonight. Everybody's got typo problems, man. Everybody's got the type O problem. And no, I'm not talking about your blood type, neither. Ding. Is that how it goes? Ding. Trying to get the sound effects going here. You guys can give me the sound effects. You can put little emoji sound effects in there. I got that bad cotton mouth. I just can't stand myself. Okay. Now that we're past the operating system of the year, truthfully, when it comes down to it, with 576.80, guys, I seriously think, because one of my Discord subscribers, which is a subscriber of the channel, said something to me earlier today that I had to test out. And she said to me like this, said, hey. I said, hey. Well, not like this, but I'm making the great impression of it all. She said, I tested out and put in the new update for NVIDIA drivers. But after that, I went to go put in the update for the chipset drivers. And I had a problem. I couldn't get the chipset drivers in. I want you guys to really think about this. Seriously think about this. What's the solution? You guys can tell me this. I want to hear from you in the chat what the solution is. I know what the solution is. I already know what it is. So I want to see what you guys know now. Now this is a good test for you guys. Hello there, Most Shorts. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. I have a new keyboard, still getting used to it, honestly. Tommy, we all understand, man. It's typo-nese. Everybody can read typo-nese, my friend. So. I like Windows XP too, but I see how different Linux distros stack up once Jay shows some of them. Yeah, I am gonna be getting into the Linux distros with another computer, which I have it sitting right here on the floor. I have it sitting right here on the floor. I don't even know why. I have it right here on the floor. I wanted to do some testing with Linux. You know, I want to make some videos on Linux to show you guys the good, bad, and ugly with Linux. You know, go there too. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you know when I get ready to do those videos. Guys, I got a lot of things cooking. I'm saving up. I'm saving my own money because I have a hard way to go to get, you know, I got to earn my money. I'm going to save my money, and I'm going to take, and I want to build a whole new platform. And I'm going to start buying it piece by piece. So this way I can put it right here and I can start testing graphics cards and stuff like that. Right in front of you guys. While we're on screen. So you'll see this right here while I'm testing it on screen at the same time. So the transparency will be there, so you don't have to worry about transparency. So I try to keep as transparent as possible. If you guys see something wrong, just let me know and I'll tell you yay, nay, or whatever, you know. So Tommy says, it's most likely the antivirus needs to be turned off. I never turn mine off, and I can still do the updates. I don't get it. I really don't. Hello there, Abdo. Hopefully I said that correctly. I apologize if I got that wrong. I have a 1660 Ti GPU. Good GPU. And a CPU i7 9750H. Is it outdated? No. Why would it be outdated? Because it's an i7, it's a 9th gen. It's still valid with Windows 11. Should be still valid with Windows 11 24H2. So until it becomes invalid with Windows, it's still valuable because you can get Linux and you can use Linux with it. So it's still valuable if you can play Steam games. It's still got its value. It's not invaluable. You got another couple years before things begin to shift. At least a couple more years. I wouldn't worry too much about it. So, that's to be honest with you. I wouldn't worry. You got a couple more years. So, save up, get what you want. The used market's going to start cramming, but don't buy used. Not right now. People are scalping and screwing at the same time. And you don't even get to feel it. That's the problem. You don't even get to feel it. I don't get it. I really don't. Okay, back to the discussion. Leo says, and hello there, Leo. What do you recommend? 9700 XT, 16 gigabytes, or a 5080? 9700 XT. Is that a trick question, or is it the 9070 XT? Was it the 9070 XT or the 9700 XT? Is that a trick question? Just figured I'd ask that. If it's the 9070 XT with 16 gigabytes compared to a 5080, with the 5080 having what, more power than, it should have more power than the 9070 XT, if I remember right. Especially with the VRAM itself being GDDR7 instead of GDDR6. I'm not going to, look, I'm going to tell you they're both good cards. I'm not going to tell you they're bad. The 9070 XT is not bad, and the 5080 is not bad neither. Neither is the 4080. I can't complain because I don't have them. But anyway, they're not bad. Depends on if you want more rasterization or you want more ray tracing. This is the big split. I mean, everybody says, oh, we're getting decent ray tracing off the 9070. But when it comes to the charts, the 5080 is gonna blow out of the water the 9070 XT with ray tracing. So that's just my opinion. I had to turn mine off just to uninstall NVIDIA drivers. I can understand that, man. Hello, Airsoft Daddy. Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream and the channel. Fake Frame says, depends on the price. If you can get a 9070 XT for around $700 or $800, it's not a bad deal compared to the $1,400 5080. Well, I kind of agree with that too. Depends on your taste and it depends on what you want. Some people say they love the 9070 XT and the others say they love the 5080. Me, I'm going to play monkey in the middle and I'm going to be impartial and I say I like them both. I mean, it's the hardware that I'm liking. Simple, straight. I'm liking the hardware. Not so much with the ROPS being missing. Not so much with the, what do you call it? You guys remember what I'm talking about here. What else is missing? The physics. The physics X. 32-bit. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. You guys got the point. So, moving on in the discussion. So, I mean, for modern games. Yeah, for modern games, that's not too bad there, dude. Not too bad. Airsoft says at Leo, talking to Leo, so I'm going to move on. 1660 Ti is outdated for modern games since you can't launch games like Indiana Jones and Doom of the Dark Ages. Well, but you can still play games. They're fake frames. Understand that if you can still play games with the GPU, it still has its value. Some people don't like playing all them heavy AAA games. People like esports games. And they still play it with the 1660. They play it with the 1030 if they had to. And they'd probably play with the GTX 980 if they have to. But believe it or not, they can play it on a donut that's a potato PC and it still works for them. And they're happy with it because that's what they can afford. I don't rock anybody's boat on what they can afford. I've been there down to the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, being just to afford, you know, a $50 PC with like a $10 graphics card. I've been down there to the bottom. I know what it's like. So I never knock whatever anybody buys from the bottom. Because they make the best of it for what they have. And I never knock it. I never judge people like that. Never. Because there's one day they're going to say, okay, well, I might have 10 cents now. But 5 years down the road, I might have $10 million and show it at you and give you the big finger, the big stink finger and say, have a nice day, you know. I don't rock the boat because people have their own level of affordability. So if they buy a $10 PC and they fix it up and they make it into a $500 PC from a $10 PC, they made a great advantage. I think they did a great thing. So I'm not rocking that boat Because every one of those people out in the boob wants to rock that boat. I'm not rocking it. Because I feel that's wrong. What they've said about 1080p, I'm on, all my monitors are 1080p. All my monitors are 1080p. But I can play 1440p and 4K. How? Dynamic screen resolution. Nobody ever talks about that. I talk about it because I'm doing it. And I'm having fun with it. It's a part of the software that you get that's for free. You get it for free. Why don't you use it? You know, free software, you don't use it. These companies spend millions of dollars of giving you updates for your hardware. Millions of dollars. If you believe it or not, because they have to R&D the hardware. Millions of dollars. And nobody takes advantage of the generosity that these companies actually do for every one of us. Yeah, we buy a graphics card, right? Who does the updates? Come on. They don't magically come out of thin air. There's no thin air god. Excuse me, guys. There's no thin air god that says, oh my God, the drivers are going to drop down so quick and they're just going to jump in my PC. No. Jensen throws money up in the air and says, fix this. Okay? He spends millions of dollars for R&D on driver updates each month. He has to pay thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to Microsoft to certify these drivers month by month. Or if he gets a package deal. Probably does. But he pays a good price for that package deal. Come on, guys. There's a lot of things that this man is paying for that nobody gives him credit for. They look at his graphics cards and says, oh, they're shit. You just don't get it. Nobody gets it. You know, nobody. I'm being honest with you guys. You want me to be honest with you? Nobody gets it. There are people out there that can't afford barely anything. Would love to be in the spot that some people are at that are complaining about the hardware. Yeah. I've heard it. Many emails. People would say to me, Jay, why are people complaining about having great hardware that they just got to balance it? I've been saying that for years. Well, I don't know why they don't want to balance it. That's not my problem. You know, what am I going to tell them? Balance it? Balance it. You know, this is my replies to people is that, you know, I try my best to tell everybody, keep a well-balanced system. Well-balanced system. It's not hard. No, but you sit there and you run to this person getting benchmarks. Oh, it's not good enough. Oh, over here, it's not good enough. Oh, over here, it's not good enough. Over here, it's not good enough. Oh, now we got somebody that's got bigger benchmarks over the same card. If you go and look at the same card that came out 3 years ago and they're still benchmarking that same card, does the numbers change? 5%. Take my 4070. They've been benchmarking it and putting it in their benchmarks. Go back to the first benchmark, day 0 benchmark. Take that benchmark and put it to today's benchmark. Weigh the difference. Do you think my card changed from when they launched it to now? No. Your card doesn't change. You might get wear and tear on the silicon, but your card doesn't change. Actually, the performance of my card hasn't really changed at all. I mean, I'm not going to complain about losing 1 FPS over from the time I bought it to now. Not even that. I mean, and trust me, I benchmarked my card that's right here. You guys can't see it, but it's here. But I benchmark it all the time against watching everybody out there putting their benchmark numbers. It doesn't match. It does not match. So that tells me that they're either not balancing their system careful enough. Yeah, I got a little rappy thingy. They're not balancing their system carefully enough, or they're just running it balls to the wall and trying to tell everybody, look, this is what I'm getting out of it. I'm stretching the legs on it so bad that guess what? She got good old stretch marks and there ain't nothing nobody can do about it because they can't get a toothpick between the swell marks on her asshole. Get it? Basically, they look for the swelling around the PCIe lanes. Especially when you got people who are running older cards. What I mean by older cards, platforms. They're running older platforms. And guess what happens? You go to buy a brand new card, older platform. Guess what happens? Doesn't perform the way you want it to. Why? Well, because this guy over here that he did all them benchmarking of brand new cards and he did it on his system and it worked just fine. Little do you know, there's a difference between running a 5600X and running a 9800X 3D. Two different motherboards, two different ages. Get my point? Nobody runs any benchmarks on the AM4 platform. I do. Because I'm still AM4. I didn't go to AM5. It's too much drama. I'm about to go to AM5. And I'm about to build a new system that's going to be AM5. So I'm going to have an AM4 and AM5. As long as AMD is still making CPUs for the AM4 platform like they did the 5500X 3D and said that was just for Latin America. That is just so retarded. That's just going to make you a whole lot of bunch more money. Instead of putting it all over the world and making a ton of money all at one time, you're pushing it to one area. The Latin American gets it. But guess what happens? Maybe a year down the road we might get it. Just like the 9070 GRE. China has it, the 9070 GRE. China has it, now it's going to move over to Taiwan. You guys didn't know this. NVIDIA, or AMD's been holding out on you guys. NVIDIA's been holding out on us. And they're all waiting for the tariffs to hit so they can make more money, more free money off of you. Remember, the tariffs are suspended for 90 days, and including in China, because they've already cut a deal with China. And it's only between 10 and 25%. So 25% of $10 is how much? Do your math. That's just totally retarded what they're doing. You guys think they're No, they're jacking up the prices for their personal gain. They're not cutting anybody any deals. Don't think that they're cutting you deals. Especially with this fake MSRP, they're not cutting you nothing. All right, I'm going to read what you guys got cooking here. So I know you guys got a couple things in here, so I'm going to have to read it. Oh, yeah. There was talk of 11 only supporting 10th gen and up. No, actually, no. I have an 8th nausea. I have an 8th gen Intel. I have Windows 24 H2 with the Canary version on it. The Canary version. So if I had the Canary version on a Windows 11 24 H2 with the Canary version, and I got and on an 8th gen Livono PC with only integrated graphics and a SSD hard drive. That's it. And it works. So, yeah, they do support 8th gen and above. Because that's an 8700. It's the 87, yeah, it's the 8700. Yeah. 8700 series. For that Livono. I got that sitting right over on my shelf. Probably be good for me to bring that out sooner or later, I would think. Let's see, moving on. Leo here says, here in Argentina, well, welcome from the United States to the Argentina. I have the option of RX 9070 XT 16 gigabytes. The difference is not much. Well, that's a big choice. If the difference isn't that much, it's not, I mean, if you love rasterization, then go with the 9070 XT. Not a lot of people are talking about ray tracing right now. You have to understand that. As ray tracing's kind of fading out. Kind of fading out right now because a lot of people are not really hip with ray tracing. So they rather stick with the raw rasterization, and I don't blame them. I would too. I haven't, when I play my games, I don't turn on ray tracing. Truthfully, I don't. I got a great graphics card that'll do ray tracing. I don't know why. I just like the raw rasterization, I guess. Even though that, you can get a better AMD card with raw rasterization, but it's NVIDIA, man. I mean, I had AMD for quite a while. If you guys want me to take and pull out this 7800 XT box and the 4070 box, I got both boxes sitting right here. So like I said, I'm impartial to both companies. I like the hardware. And, simple, straight. If the hardware is great, I'm going to tell them. If it's bad, I'm going to tell them. Either way, I'm going to tell them. So, doesn't matter. I'm not a fan. I don't have to be a fan of either. I can love them both. Simple. Just like Intel, if they get their finger out their tush, I could put a box of Intel here too. That'd be my next step. So, I mean, guys, you love your hardware the way you love it. That's not a bad thing. I got a part of Intel in my system. I got a part of AMD. I got a part of Asus. I got a part of Microsoft. I got a part of NVIDIA. I got a part of Corsair in here. I got a part of Crucial. I got a lot of companies. Even, even thermal take. I mean, I got a lot of companies wrapped up into one PC. A lot of companies. I see nothing wrong with their hardware. I don't. So, hello there, Apocalyptic. Good to see you. I've been saving up a while. Just got a 9800X 3D, nice, and a 5090 in a King's 95 Pro case, nice. It's beautiful, but definitely broke the bank. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, that I agree with. That definitely would have broke the bank. Hello there, Dribbleback. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. And Apocalyptic, welcome to the channel, by the way. I recommend whichever one you can get for MSRP. Yeah, if you ever see, if you get, let me see if I can find it. Okay, I got it here. Let me clean it off by my shirt. I'm going to do the shirt thing. Okay. We're spying on everybody. This is the price that's down here. We're doing this. Oh my God. Is that MSRP? $50 million later. Looks like, oh my God. Is that guy hang gliding to that MSRP? Yeah, that's that guy hang gliding to the MSRP. Guys. I mean, MSRP is basically just there for when they put out a Founders Edition card. So it just means that the companies that build graphics cards, the AIB partners, can't go below the MSRP price to sell a graphics card because they can't undersell the company itself. They can't undersell NVIDIA, AMD, or whatever, because they go below MSRP. They're breaching contract. And I think that's somewhere in their contract. You guys can quote me if I'm wrong about it, but this is what I heard. It was somewhat in their contract where they can't go below MSRP ever. But they can after a certain amount of time, from what I heard recently. So, okay, let's read what we got going on down here. You guys got, God, you guys got me backed up here. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody. That's the reason why I have to do this one at a time. Okay, let's see. 4090 owners don't care about the 5080. Still second best cards in the market. I do agree. That's what I hear too. NVIDIA is still a generation ahead in ray tracing. I do agree with that too. 9070 XT is alright, but it does lag up in certain games. Well, that's because not all of them are euthanized. I mean, not euthanized. Oh my God. They're not optimized. Not euthanized. You know what I mean. So, 5080 RT performance is not impressive this generation either, since it's just slightly faster than a 4080 Super. Oh my God. So basically it's too much cost and less performance. Oh, there's Splitsy. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. I returned my 5070 because of the ridiculous amount of issues when using multiple monitors. I'm using a 40 series card. 4070. I got one monitor, two monitors, and three monitors. 50 series. I'll be honest with you guys. I told everybody like this. 50 series. I'm waiting for the 60 series. I'm not really waiting for the 50 series. I'm waiting for the 60 series. I just letting you guys know the news on the 50 series, but I'm waiting on the 60 series. Maybe there's something I heard about the 60 series that's kind of tingled my toes. There's something about the 60 series that tingled my toes. That NVIDIA is putting all their eggs in that basket, which the Rubin series with Vera CPU and Rubin GPU, they're doing a combo with their graphics cards. I mean, not graphics cards, their laptops. The Rubin Vera series. Let's see how that goes. I'm waiting to see if they're going to do that for the desktop too. I want to see what the Rubin series is about, because if they put and combine the Rubin Vera series together, that's going to be one monstrous GPU. Just to be honest with you guys, it's going to be one monstrous GPU, I think. I mean, don't quote me on it. If you quote me on it, then you're going to have to find out. I want to find out. I want to find out the big talk of the town on this is. Because behind the scenes, it was telling me the big talk of the town. So, yeah, and 50 series killed 32-bit PhysX. Of course. That's why I'm still on 40 series. Modern games are not the same as you can't play games. Yeah. Yeah, I have a vanilla 4082. 9070 XT is actually more. A 4080, 5080 is at least 25% better all around. Hello there, Bar. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Sorry I didn't get to you so soon because I'm going through everybody. I'm reading everybody's comments here, out trying to do my best to read it out loud if I can read it, but you guys know I'm wearing these damn things. Driblex said, yeah, I agree with you on that. I recently upgraded from RTX 2050 laptop to a 5070 desktop, and I'm loving it. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because the 5070 is 16% faster than the 4070. And the 4070 Super is 16% faster. See my point? Machine, my friend over there, that's just, you know, one of my loyal guys. He's got the 4070 Super. He's loving it. You're loving the 5070? That's all that matters. There's nothing, if it works for you, there's nothing more than that. Unless you go upwards to the next gen. But you might not need it for the next couple years. Like 3 or 4 years, maybe. But we're moving on, guys. We're moving on in this list here. Okay. The bottom for me was P4. PlayStation 4. 4 gigabytes of DDR RAM. Oh my God. 7300 GT back in 2007. Plays Kane and Dead Man as a slideshow. Oh my God. That's like digging down into the bottom of the bucket. But I know what you mean. I got an Intel 4070 the 40s, I can't even say it right. 4770 processor. I can't even say it right. So, but I got that one sitting in an HP that's sitting there, and I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with that. But anyway, horrible argument. The modern 8 gigabyte variant handcuffed the entire industry. Well, there's nothing. Look, the only ones that now, guys, this 8 gigabyte thing, if people want to move up in the world on 8 gigabytes to 12 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes to 24 to 2000 gigabytes, That's up to them. That's a matter of choice. There's nobody handcuffed, nothing, is these companies are not moving up like they're supposed to. These companies are handcuffing you, not the consumers. The companies are handcuffing you. If you don't realize that, they could have moved things up. They could say, well, their consumer base is moving up, but it's not the consumer that's handcuffing the rest of the consumers. It's actually the companies are handcuffing the consumers because their pocket matters more than your fun. If you didn't realize that, their pocket matters more than your fun. Their pocket matters more to their base than yours. Truth is, there it is. I understand what you're saying, but it's not nothing I'm doing. It's what they're doing. They could have took and moved up to 16K by now. They could have moved the PCIe lanes up to 7.0 by now. They didn't. They drug it on. They drug PCIe 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 on for the longest. The longest. They got the PCIe 4.0, they dragged that 9 years. So that's not a consumer problem. That's actually a builder problem. Those manufacturer problems. That's where the problem starts. Not with the consumer. The consumer buys what they can afford. That's all they do. And they play their games the way they want. And that's the end of the story. But these companies are the ones that set the bill. Not the consumer. Their companies. If they wanted more and wanted to give you top dollar for less price, other than what they're doing now, giving you crappy performance for $3,500, think about it. They set the bar. That's just how it works. It's not the consumer that's the problem. The consumer's buying the products. But the thing is if they want to get everybody off of that product, they need to stop producing it. The companies do. The companies are the ones that keep producing it. Look at AMD. Why are they still putting out the RX 580 or the RX 590 CME? Why are they still putting that out? How come they didn't discontinue it totally and stop production? It's still producing. Even if China's producing it, they can cut off the production. They have the control of that. These companies have the control of the graphics cards if they want to stop production. Look what NVIDIA did with the 40 series. They stopped production of all of it and went to the 50 series. You notice that 40 series dried up. Making sense now? The companies have the control. If they want to make a cheaper product for a consumer that can only afford $100 to $200 for a graphics card, it's not happening anymore. So these low-end fruit cards are just for the consumer that can afford that much. That's why they're still on 1080p. They can't move forward to 1440p. Is because they're putting the bar of 1440p over $600. Over $600. And you're gonna say it's the consumer's fault? If the consumer can afford $200, are you going to tell me you're going to play 1440p over $200 or $150 or $75? No, you're not. That's going to be 1080p, baby, all the way. 720, 1080p all the way, all day long. Because that's the cards people can afford. Whose fault is this? It's the company's fault. They're the ones that set the bar on all these low-hanging fruit graphics cards. They could have cut them all off by now. No, they're making money. That's why. They're making money. They could care less. Now do you guys get it? It doesn't matter. As long as they can keep the bar high on their best 1440p or 4K cards and keep that bar high, guess what? The people that can't afford over $200 are not going to reach that bar. If you don't get it, you'll get it now. This is why you got 1080p still. This is why 1440p didn't become the new normal. It's because they keep the low-hanging fruit down there for people that are just grabbing for what they can get. You don't get it. Now you do. It's not the consumer's fault. It's not their fault that they can only make so much and pay their bills. It's not their fault that they got kids that they got to take care of, that they can only afford so much. It's not their fault that gas was like out of the kazoo. It's not their fault that they have to beat the tariffs and everything else, which are suspended, by the way, thank God. You know, it's stuff like this. It's not their fault. All they're doing is grabbing for the low-hanging fruit. And you guys just don't get it. And these companies keep feeding that. And people keep paying for that. It's because that's all they can afford. Even if they try to save up for a best graphics card in the world, they can't. Because what comes right after that? A bill. A bill. A bill. A bill. Oh, I got to pay a bill. I can't get my graphics card. I got to pay that bill. See, it's not as easy as you think it is in the real world. Okay? I've been around 49 states. I've traveled through all 49 states here in the United States. And I've heard a lot of different stories. I've talked to people over in Europe. I've talked to people all over the place. And they all give me that same story. They can only afford what they can get because they got family to take care of, and that's respected. You know, I mean, family comes first. Their livelihood comes first before any graphics card. So the reason why we're all still looking at 1080p, it's these companies' faults. Is because they took the high fruit, stuck it up so high that they could have brought it down to the bottom and got rid of all the old low-hanging fruit and went 12 gigabytes minimal. They didn't do that. They did not do that. So, let's move on, guys. Let's see. 4090 has 384-bit bus, which is why it still rocks. Yep, I gotta agree with that. Only 5090 could be upgraded. Well, actually, no. There is a new upgrade. It's called the 6000 Series Pro, the RTX 6000 Series Pro, which DeBauer did a video on, and he showed that the 6000 Pro series beat the crap out of the 5090, but it was $10,000. So I doubt that the 5090 is the biggest, baddest on the block. It's not. It's the 6000 Pro series. So, Charlie, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Should I stay on 576.80 with my 40 series? I'm on it. I don't have a problem with it, but that's your choice. Or go to something like 566. Well, why are you going to do that? If it's not giving you a problem, I'm going to be honest with you. If it's not giving you a problem and it's working just fine, stay right where you're at. Play your games until you run into a problem. Figure out what the problem is, try to rectify the situation, and you're done. So far, I've played games with 576.80, no problems. I even showed the results to my Discord server with my Discordians over there. They've seen it. So, yeah. If you're not having a problem with it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, I put it in for the reason of testing. I have to test it regardless. I have to know if it's right or not. And so far, I've seen on my system, it's right. I mean, I still got about maybe 3 or 4 more tests to go. Then I'm going to beat the crap out of it to see if it's going to hold up. And if it holds up and I'm not crashing, I'm not blue screening, I'm not stuttering, I'm not artifacting, you know, none of that's happening, then it's solid. Some people are having that problem because they're having operating system problems. I've weeded through my whole operating system, guys. I've weeded through my whole operating system to make sure that it's 100% in security and with the drivers and everything else. I weeded through my whole operating system. Then I put in all my recent drivers for my my graphics card, and I have absolutely no problem. So I'm pointing the fingers to the operating system. I'm not pointing the finger to the graphics card drivers at this point. And that's what I feel. So, but you can do what you want. It's your PC. I'm keeping it in mind, so I'm not having a problem with it. So, a dude said I'm fixing to put my 1660 Ti to bed and getting a 5060 Virgin with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. What is my CPU recommendation? You're going to need, I'm going to be honest with you, if you're going to get a 5060, a 50 series card, you're going to need a motherboard that holds PCIe 5.0, X16. Even though that's X8, you're still going to need an X16 motherboard. And I would recommend a 5.0 X16. So that brings you up to what you want for AM5. Or if you want to go Intel, you know, that's your decision. The best of the best right now on the market people are running with is the 9800 X3D. That's great for gaming. Also, too, you can, I really wouldn't go the 7800 X3D. Probably not. Because that's more or less like running the 5800 X3D on AM4 right now. But you probably can get away with the 7800 X3D, you know, and run a 600 series motherboard if you want to keep it on the cheap. You probably can do that too. Probably get away with it. I would imagine, yeah. So, if you can't, it goes by what you can afford. If you can afford a 9800 X3D, I would go with an X870E motherboard, which supports PCIe 5.0. And if you're wanting to stay on a budget, then I would recommend a 7800 X3D with the X670 motherboard. That would be really good. And you can run that. But if you really want to go on the cheap, then I would suggest getting a X570 motherboard with a 5800 X3D. If you want to go that route. But for your case with the 50 series, I would stay on AM5 platform. I wouldn't go any lower than that. That's just my honest opinion. I would not go into AM4 with them. For some reason, I've heard many people say, stay on AM5. That's what I've heard. So, I give you what I hear, and it's not a lie. Tommy says, I've been using 9070 XT since March. My 4090 is just chilling. Hey, it is chilling. Charlie says, not that I know. Okay, you guys. J Radium blows. Yeah. I kind of figured that somebody would say that. I'm impartial. You guys can say if you like NVIDIA or if you like AMD. Because that's your choice. Me, I like all hardware. But as long as it ain't crappy. That's the thing. Chanchilla! Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Bro, after I installed the new NVIDIA driver update, I'm only getting 15 to 20 FPS on a game that delivers us Mars. Okay, does it this might be, does it have Physics X? Would you imagine? Do you have a 50 series graphics card? Does it have Physics X on the game? Because if you're missing all the FPS, then I would suggest go back to the 40 series. Probably there's Physics X that you're missing off of. If you're running 50 series, it's probably Physics X off the game. So could be a possibility if you're getting 15 to 20 FPS, or if you got your settings cranked all the way up to the moon, that would do it too. So turn down your settings, see what you get. If you crank down 4K and you got all your settings turned up on roasted marshmallows, then I would suggest to turn down your settings and see what kind of FPS you get then. Try the Half-Life 2 RTX demo. It requires 572X to even run. The UEF5 is coming out. We'll need updated drivers. Yep, probably will. Apocalyptic says, been having weird stuff also happen since update. Well, if you got an Asus motherboard and you're running Armory Crate, then that could be the weird stuff. Or if you're just updated your PC with Microsoft updates, the KB5058499, and it's acting weird, well, yeah, you need the newest update and find a way to delete the old 8499 update, because that one is like bastardizing everybody right now. Microsoft should have took that off the update list. They didn't. They just let everybody install it because it's loaded with nothing but AI programs that we can't use. Loaded with nothing but AI programs we can't use because we don't have what? You guys know the answer to this. If we don't have a neural processing unit or any access to it, none of that software will work. That's mainly Copilot plus PC crap that they shoved in one of those Windows updates, and it went onto your PC and causing blue screens and crashing and everything else, and they tried to walk it back like they didn't know what was going on. Microsoft did. So, but anyway, let's just move on. Dakota, I feel most people complain about the hardware because how much that hardware costs them. Yeah, bro, they always do. I mean, I'm never judging anybody about that. They're right. I mean, it does cost too much. I mean, they need to come up with better hardware and less price and make the PC community happy. Hello there, Ion. Welcome to the channel. So, considering the current driver situation, are AMD or NVIDIA drivers better at this point? Not really, no. From neutral perspective, no fanboy stuff. Yeah. Either way, even Intel's in there. No. It's all, right now, it's all sent to the crapper. So, okay. Bakudo, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. The 576.80 update is recommended for a 4060. Well, I got a 4070 and I put it in and I got no problem with it. So you shouldn't have a problem either. Be honest with you, you shouldn't have a problem either. So Fake Frame says the console like the PS5 and Series X has 12 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM alone for games and others 4 gigabytes of system RAM. Yeah, well, that's because when they run it into a share between integrated graphics and you know, your CPU, you got to share it, dedicated, can't do anything with it, kind of RAM kind of situation. So some PlayStations, they got it dedicated specifically for their graphics card, and they run it all off of one RAM instead of splitting the two and having a VRAM style. They probably do now, but truthfully, from what I've been hearing, everybody's having to complain about it. They want a PlayStation 5 with 64 gigs of RAM, basically. So, there's not much more you can do about that. So, pretty much greedy investors. Are we okay with keeping people in a box and making them think they got a deal when it's the worst than the previous generation? Tommy, you're right. It can't get any worse. Unless you're going to stick somebody on, like, well, here's a good example. I remember the RX 6600 with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. That card cost you about 140 bucks. Now it costs you $100 more. It's approaching $300 for a 6600. Even the RX 580 is the only cheapest card on the market, and that's got 8 gigabytes of VRAM. But I would get the RX 590 CME because that's got more cores, but it's still got 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So that's a better card than the 580. Just saying. Oh. Yeah. And that's another problem, guys, that you think when you buy the last generation or the generation before, you're actually going to have that card for the longest time. Not really. You're going to get about 2.5 years out of it. Then you're going to set it on the shelf and say, Where's my next graphics card? And that's exactly what you're going to be doing. Saying, where's my next graphics card? Oh my goodness. It's crazy. It is crazy. Let's see. Consumer is also to blame since they should just not buy any new GPUs at all. Well, what are they supposed to do, man? Are they supposed to not buy a GPU and, you know, miss out on some action? Everybody has the hype, the FOMO hype. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong about this. Everybody's got the FOMO hype. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Tell me something. I mean, I hear this all the time coming out of everybody's mouths. FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. You know. So. Hello, Cyborg. Good to see you. Welcome. 7800X3D will do the job with most GPUs. I kind of figured that. But I kind of just left it dangling like there because they did the 5800X3D like that. And the 5800X3D did keep up with a lot of 7800X3D games too. So there are some powerhouses in AM4 and there are some powerhouses in the 7000 series in AM5. So I do agree with you, believe it or not, on this. You don't have to buy something high priced. Look, I got a 4070 with an AM4 motherboard, which is the Asus B550, but I'm rocking the AMD Ryzen 7 5700X. 5700X. So that's not too bad. I don't mind it. All right, we're going to move on with the questioning. If you know better, just buy a used GPU that are better value. If you know better. Hello, Ariane Noble. Welcome to the channel. I was playing Far Cry 4 a few moments ago, and I was getting FPS drops from 90 to 45 with my RTX 2070. I reverted to the 566.36 and everything's normal again. Interesting to know. That's good to know. I didn't know that it would do a massive drop off like that. I'm gonna find a way to test that because that sounds interesting. Get myself a 2080 Ti or 2080 Ti Super or something like that. Because you never know. They're about almost the same price as it is. Tube Sock, welcome to the channel. Good to see you, my friend. Do you think 240 AIO will be adequate for 265K? No. No. Why would you buy a 240 when you can buy a 360 for the same price? You could buy 360 millimeter AIO for the same price as a 240. Plus, you have it future-proofed with that 360 mil AIO. Thermalright, they have the Elite, Aqua Elite, $55. So if you're going to buy a 240 AIO, you might as well get a 360. So, small form factor build. Okay. I would, if you're doing a small form factor, don't get me wrong, guys. I for the longest time on my PC right here, With this 5700X, I was kicking a 240 millimeter AIO with it for the longest. So, Machine, I seen what you posted, and I figured that's why I said 360 millimeter AIO cooler was for the power consumption. If you could use that 265K less than 100 watts, you could get away with the 240 AIO. Because remember, it ramps up in the wattage. So basically you can set the PPT on the wattage for let's say 90 watts, but it could still over ramp to 100 watts easily. It can over ramp the limiter and go up past the limiter like it does on some motherboards. So never trust the limiter really being working. I've already learned that. Yeah, Machine, I do see what you're saying, but yeah, it's still, that's my consideration why I was saying a 360 millimeter AIO is because the 265K, you know, on an average, I was going to say 14th gen, you know, power draw kind of thing between the two. You guys can tell me more. If you got a 14th gen and you got a 265K and you tested them out and you look at the benchmarks and everything else with the amount of power draw and everything else, it's still going to come down to a 360 millimeter AIO, but you could get away with a 240 mil AIO cooler, but it's going to really heat up. I can tell you this. It did on mine. Mine got really hot. And I'm only running a 65 watt processor up to 91 watts. And this is the reason why I'm telling you this. So, hello, Chris. Good to see you. Welcome. Hi, 5800X3D is still 300 bucks. I got my 5900X for 200 bucks. New a year, a little ago. Yeah, well, 5900X isn't bad. But if you went to a 5900 XT, then you could have went up from, 12 gigabytes to, or 12 core to 16 core. I think they said the 5900 XT is 16 core, if I remember right. And the 5900X is 12. And the 5950X is 16, if I remember right. And it was only like 300 bucks for a 5900 XT. Oh, you won't be overclocking? I wouldn't overclock. And trust me, you know, running a small radiator, I wouldn't overclock. I run a Machine says I run a 7700X on a 240, and it does not go over 75C while gaming. I don't like mine going over 60. I don't even like mine going over 70, bro. Mine stays in between 61 and 67 all day long. And unless I really push it on a game, then yeah, I can make it go up to about 75. But any other time, it's just rocking along at 61 to 67. Depends on the load of the game. I'm running i5 14600K. Draws a lot. Yeah, I would imagine it does. I mean, Intel has a lot of draw power on those things. Joey, welcome to the channel. Good to see you. By the way, Chris says 420 Arctic 2. All I got for 604 was a steal. Yeah. I push my CPU on gaming, as you know. Yeah, I know you do, bro. Dakota says, I spent $1,200 on a custom loop to cool my i7 147,100 million K XDs. Sorry, Dakota, I had to put that in there. You got a great PC, man. You're rocking it with that 4090, bro. And you got a hell of a, you know, modded water cooling system. I was like looking, I thought somebody was coming in the damn door. I thought somebody was coming in my door. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I caught up with the chat, believe it or not, guys. Oh my God. I caught up with the chat with you guys. How'd that happen? Doing all that talking, you know, just flipping my lip out there, and oh my God. Are you guys having fun? Just let me know. Drop it in the chat box. Let me know if you're having fun or not. At least let me know. Hey, and even let me know if you subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. And look, I already got 1,300 views off of this live stream right now. This is cooking right now. I wonder why. Maybe because nobody else is talking about these things. See, that's the whole thing. Nobody wants to talk and tell the truth. I've told my subscribers, and I'm going to tell my viewers, and I'm going to tell everybody that's here tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. If the product's crap, I'm going to tell you. If the product's good, I'm going to tell you guys. So either way, I'm going to tell you. Either way. JJ Fun. I heard you there. I'm just giving my voice a minute, guys, because, you know, I was doing a lot of talking. I'm just reading what you guys are writing about Linux. It seems like you guys got some interest in this Linux project that I'm going to be working on. You know, and trust me, it's not going to be like 1986, and it's not going to be like the Red Hat. I can remember when that first came out. I was like, oh my God. And that was before, I think that was before the internet. The Red Hat came out. Linux Red Hat. I think that was before the internet. Not too sure. You guys might want to check that out. I think it was before the internet. Or was that the Unix? See, you got Unix and you got Unix. See, that's where Microsoft made Unix. And you got Unix. Two different operating systems. I got confused. I admit, Microsoft confused me. When they come up with Unix, and then they sold it off for Linux, I guess you would call it. And got butthurt because they sold it to Linux. Basically, that's what it turned out to be. So, Hello, Ryan. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. I just saw your channel by the YouTube recommendations. Oh, they're finally recommending me. Oh, recommend. Recommending my channel finally. Finally, yeah. That would be like, oh my God, they finally are looking. They're finally doing. Maybe because I finally hit the one button that nobody wanted me to do. But you still got no ads, I hope, because I don't think I'm going to go the ad route. So I don't think I want ads on my videos. Just to be honest with you, I don't really think I want ads on my videos. So, let's see. You guys moved a little bit too far ahead on me. So, you got to go back a little bit. Look forward. Guys, if you're really having problems with Microsoft and you're having problems with Windows, didn't I say Windows? Whatever. No, whatever. And I know my face, I'm getting crazy, but whatever. That's because you guys are keeping me here almost for 3 hours. So I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a blast with you guys. Oh my God. I am having a blast with you guys. This is awesome. Let's see. I am tired of this NVIDIA driver BS. We all are. We're all tired of it. So my question to you is, which version is the best? Wow. Ryan, good question. Good question. Because every version on my 4070 that I've put into it has not yet blue screened. It has not yet crashed. It has not yet did anything but update. So is having a favorite driver for the 40 series? You can look at it two ways. You can go back to 566.36, the December driver of 2024, before the update to the next version, going from the CNN to, you guys know what I mean by CNN, going from CNN to the Transformer model. So, in January started the Transformer model on the 40 series. In December, you had the CNN model. So, that's where the split happens, and that's basically where you got to make a decision which way you want to go. The December driver was great for me. I enjoyed it. From December to now, truthfully, I've only seen about maybe 3.5%, maybe 4% increase in performance. But that's about it. All the way to today, which the 576.80, which I already have it, so, and it's running fine for me. It's been running longer than 24 hours. So usually a driver will crash within 5 or 10 minutes, or maybe an hour or 2 hours, but more than 24 hours, and you still don't got a problem. I don't foresee a problem with this driver set. So, you ask and I told. So that's a decision you can make if you want to go all the way down to the bottom side or you want to go to the top side. You want the Transformer model, you don't. Go on the December model if you don't want the Transformer model. Then move your way up the ladder and find which driver is the best. You got to remember the games that you're playing. These drivers are representing the games that you play. So picking out the perfect driver for what you're playing at could be any driver with that game that you're playing. So it's hard to say. There's no favoritism on the drivers. I just said, back years ago, I'm going to tell you straight up like this. Back years ago, I had one rule of thumb. It said, screw whatever the driver's about. Just as they ask for an update, just keep updating. Just keep moving forward. Weigh out what the problem is. Once you get the driver installed, find out what's causing the issue, fix the issue, move on. That's the way I do things. If there's an issue with the software of the graphics card or any piece of the hardware, you can search it out, and you can do that through the whole operating system of Windows, because they do make a log file that you can get into to see where the problem is. I go into my log files about once a week to see what part of the software is causing the issues. So I find the issue, I tell you guys about it, and I fix the problem. So that's how that works. I'm worried about the safety of Linux. Well, I'll get a seatbelt and you won't have to worry about the safety, bro. You'll be fully strapped in, ready to go with Linux. Two best distros I heard that were the best was Linux Mint and Linux Fedora, which I'm going to try those two. I want to try all the distros, really. In time, I want to try all the distros to see which one is the best of the best. We'll get to that because it's just nothing but software. So, yes, and curious about security as well. Well, they did have a couple security breaches back not too long ago, but so did Microsoft. You can't win or lose on this, man. Either way you look at it. Microsoft has security issues, just like the security issues they just recently had. And then, you know, Linux had their security issues. I mean, it's nonstop. It doesn't matter either or. It really doesn't. It's just, it's more confusing to tell everybody what's the best of the best when it's the worst. Some people set their stuff up a certain way. They can set it to run up one way or run another way. See, you can run your stuff the right way. I can run my stuff the wrong way. Is that the right way or the wrong way? You have to make a decision on how you want to run your operating system. First, if you don't make your operating system solid and balance everything out and get all the software corrected, then you're going to run into one problem, two problems, three problems, four problems. Guess what? This is how I learned to correct the problems. After Windows 95, the worst operating system Microsoft ever made. You heard me right. The worst operating system Microsoft ever made was Windows 95. That is the... How many versions they had of Windows 95? Yeah. They had an A version, a B version, a C version, and a D version. trying to fix the problems in Windows 95. They said, screw it, and they went to Windows 98. And then after that, they said to everybody, guess what? I'm going to do something better for you. I'm not going to worry about the security. I'm just going to bust out with the enhancements. And guess what? Here comes another operating system version. Windows 98 2nd edition. Unbelievable. As they kept moving up the ladder, you know, which operating system is the best? Windows 7. Yeah. Out of all of it, Windows 7. Paul, good to see you. Welcome back. Or welcome to the channel if you haven't been here before. I am new and I subscribe. Thank you for your subscription. We do appreciate it 100%. Recommended your channel to me. Oh, here comes the dog. Oh my goodness. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back with you. Oh, I'm back now. But guess what, guys? Let me answer these couple questions out of here, and I'm going to have to call it a night. So, taking notes. Thank you for your information. You're welcome, my friend, anytime. I have no ads because I pay for premium. I understand that 100%. And Paul, thank you for subbing, and it is appreciated. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. I just don't want to go to Windows 11. Well, they're just going to come to a sooner or later kind of thing there, Dakota, that Windows 11 is not going to be like it used to be. I have a feeling Windows 12 is going to be worse. And it's going to get even worse with hardware requirements. Look what they're doing now at hardware requirements. They're going to require more hardware requirements. They're going to require you to have a neural processing unit built onto your CPU, which it's only supposed to be for your GPU. And I still don't get it. Why you need a neural processor on your CPU when all the work's being done on your graphics card? I still don't get it. So maybe you guys can fill that in for me. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking at this point. Do you leave your computer on all the time? No, I don't. Worst thing you can do. Well, let's see. I want to run my electric bill. Oh, I want to wear the capacitors out of my power supply. Oh, I want to wear the capacitors off my motherboard. Oh, I want to wear the capacitors out of my GPU. Oh, I want to wear the bearings out of my fans. Oh, you see how it's escalating and it gets more and more and more. What happens if your fans quit? That means your PC's on all night, and guess what? It's cooking. You really want that to happen? Think about it. I would never leave my PC on 24/7. I learned that lesson a long time ago. I cooked 6 PCs, the power supplies, letting it run 24 hours. So no, I would never leave a PC running 24 hours. Not worth it. Costs too much. I mean, that's just to be honest with you. It costs too much. Ryan says, I play Team Fortress 2. That's cool. And that game is supposed to be super light to PCs. Yeah, you're right. But I still see stuttering when such things did not happen before. Well, like I said, Microsoft updated their operating system. That means their system updates have been crap for the last month and a half, almost 2 months. They've been having problems with their operating system. Many people have been complaining. Look at all the people that are complaining about it. Look at all the complaints that Microsoft's been getting with all the crap they've been doing to the operating system, trying to push out artificial intelligence. Which, guys, I don't call it artificial intelligence. I call it algorithm intelligence, not artificial, algorithm intelligence. Because that's all it is, a written program. It doesn't control itself. It just gives you a little bit of a friend. Get this. You can take and create a little friend just for yourself, so you can sit there and cuddle them and hug them and everything else, just like you want to do on your PC. Just treat your AI like a special friend. I should make that a commercial. You know. Do I got something on my screen? Yeah, I got something on my screen. Matic, good to see you. Welcome. I have an NVIDIA driver issue a month ago. It caused my GPU fan control not to work properly, and my card would go crazy hot. That sounds like a controller issue. Sounds like that somehow your graphics card, the fan controller chip that's on your GPU is either corrupted or it's broken. So you might need to get the fan controller changed. If you can't resolve it by software, then the fan controller on your GPU, you have to get it replaced. Because if the software borked it, then basically, yeah. It's just like with my my motherboard over here. The system RAM borked my motherboard. And now I got to go get a new BIOS chip for it. So yeah, basically, if it borks it, you got to get a whole new chip. Smart boot and temp already required for Windows 11. Yep, because when they go to 25H2, that's it. They're going to have more requirements on it. So people that are trying to skim off the top and basically say, okay, well, my CPU can't meet the requirement, or the TPM can't TPM. I keep forgetting the name of that damn thing, guys. I apologize. My brain's kind of flying tonight. But I think it's the TPM. I think it is. If you don't have both of those, and you don't have pop count, and now they're going to have a new requirement of, I forgot what else it was. There's supposed to be another requirement. Yeah, it might push it up to like a 12th generation processor if they keep going. So basically, they might, something tells me that within a year or two, 14th generation Intel is going to be gone, and so is all the way up to AM4. It's all going to be gone. Basically, the operating system, the only way you can operate off of it is if you got AM5 or better, or you got the new core technology of the 200V. So, yeah. They're getting ready to dismiss a lot of old technology. And I mean, totally cut it off and move forward for 2026. I heard about it. It's a rumor, guys. Take it with a grain of salt. But that's the rumor I hear right now. Just to let you know. Okay, let's see. Bet they were PIVA power supplies. Probably. Good one. Maddox says, I was a now issue with a bad NVIDIA driver. I fixed it by rolling the driver back. This was a month ago. Yeah, I mean, if you can't get it to work, then roll back the driver. Yeah, I agree. 100%. AI friend. Who's got an AI friend? Y'all got an AI friend? Chris got an AI friend. 2.0 AI friend. What is that, GPT? How many of y'all's got GPT and how many of y'all's got Copilot as friends? That's what I really want to know. What you guys been doing? What you guys got an AI Copilot friend? You know, I'm watching you guys. You know, I'm watching you guys. So, okay, guys, look. This has been a really wild stream and I'm having a blast. But I'm going to call it this right here at the end of the stream. And I want to thank everybody that did come out here tonight and partied with us. It's been a blast. And hopefully you guys got some good information too, because it's well needed. So, but anyway, guys, I am going to be jumping out of here. I got to take and call it a night because there's a couple things I got to do before I even go to bed. And believe it or not, I go to bed at a certain time. And I get up at a certain time because I get up early at a certain... You guys know the drill, you know. But anyway, guys, if you had fun, I did have fun with you guys and y'all had a blast and I had a blast and, you know. But anyway... If this is your first time here and you've enjoyed the live stream, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the like button, and believe it or not, with the live stream, they do have a like button. It would help us out tremendously so YouTube knows that our channel here is alive. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you know when I post the next video. And also, too, and if you know, maybe in the future, if you want to become a member of the channel, we have a member section of the channel as well. You can go there and become a member and help out the channel. So that way it keeps us ad-free, hopefully ad-free. You know, that's the whole purpose, just keep us ad-free. But anyway, guys, until the next time. Did I say that right? Until the next time in the next video. You know what it is? We'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, listen. Next week, Wednesday, 6 p.m., be here. Don't forget, Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, be there. 2 streams. I put videos out through the week, just to let you know. But anyway, you guys have a great one, and we'll see you on the next one.